disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use as a use permitted it by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I am Afro. Please do me a favor as you enter the room and hit the thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. Today's video is going to be about the problem with protein powder. For those of you who work out, you know what protein powder is. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Protein powder is no longer just a thing for the rock wannabes, but a normal part of the modern American diet. Back in 2016, it was estimated that half of Americans regularly consumed protein shakes for a host of purported health benefits, and the industry has quadrupled in value since then. But are those benefits actually real, or just another load of marketing BS? So, full disclosure, this is not my world, squirrel. I don't use protein powders. I'm not like a workout guy, but I did learn a whole heck of a lot about them.
I work out and I do use protein powder. Just saying. All right, back to the video.
While working on this script, so let's get right into it. And if there's something we missed, throw it down in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Keep the conversation going. So we all know that we need protein in our diets, but we seldom take the time to think about why or what a protein even is. So here are the basics. Proteins are molecules made up of amino acids. There are 20 different amino acids that we need to support basic bodily function. Most of these our body can produce on its own, but there are 9 dubbed the essential amino acids that we need to get from our diet. These aren't just about gaining muscle, they're the building blocks for your entire body, making up most of your hormones, providing structure to your skin, muscles, and organs, all while fueling your immune system. And that's just the start. So yes, it's very important to get enough protein in your diet. On top of helping you build muscle, protein can also help heal injuries and gives your bones flexibility and strength.
Look, Mother, I'm much more flexible now.
I want to quickly note that we recognize that weight loss is a complicated and sensitive topic with a lot of really damaging messages floating around. But seeing as losing weight is something many people are concerned about, it's worth noting that protein can help with that. It can reduce hunger and sugar cravings, all while boosting metabolism and increasing fat burning. Altogether, you can see why a protein shake might be appealing to a ton of people, especially to athletes and bodybuilders, which is exactly where the hype started. The modern protein craze began with supplement salesman Irving Johnson, who in 1950 published a
Now I know I'll be cutting this stuff off in the middle of somebody talking, but oh well, okay? Protein powder is just like she said. It can help you lose weight. It can help you with all the cravings, sugar craving, and all of that stuff. It helps with all of that. Because I use it to lose weight, and it also help with. It's also good too when it comes to your grocery list, because you would drink more protein shake, because protein shake does fill you up, so it makes your grocery bill less, right? But it does have a lot of benefits to it. But not all protein shake is created equal. And not only is it not created equal, you just have to watch how much of it that you use. So all of that does plays a part. Okay? Anyway, back to the video.
breakthrough article in Iron Man magazine entitled "Build Bigger Biceps Faster with Food Supplements." The article was met with wild success, and soon others in the fitness industry also started selling their own powders. Next thing you know, the golden age of bodybuilding was upon us, with figures like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Franco Columbu proclaiming the virtues of particular protein powders. Coupled with the rise of anabolic steroids, the world witnessed a new generation of hyper-buff celebrities, and a lot of said buffness was attributed to, you guessed it, protein powders. Sure, some muscle gain was probably linked to supplements, but marketers were more than happy to blur the lines a bit. And some people even claimed their supplements were more effective than steroids when it came to making you gain 20 to 30 pounds of muscle in a short period of time. Which I kind of doubt was true, but it did help stoke the flames of the protein frenzy. By now, we know more about both anabolic steroids and powders, and I've never seen any marketing that conflates the two these days. But of course, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry we're talking about. They don't usually get rich by being super upfront about the truth. Today, it's just common knowledge that supplement companies in general tend to exaggerate details and bend the truth just a bit in order to secure sales.
They're these weird nutrition bars my mom uses to lose weight.
Give me it.
It burns carbs. It just burns up all your carbs.
I really want to lose 3 pounds.
We've done a whole video on vitamin supplements and specifically powdered greens on our other channel, so if you'd like a little bit more context on how we got here, that one's for you. When it comes to protein powders, you're going to see a lot of similar tactics. These protein companies want you to believe that their product is the one powder to rule them all, that all you have to do to up your muscle game is drink their perfectly optimized, scientifically proven powder that will deliver protein to your muscles in the most efficient way possible. To this end, they use a lot of scientific jargon, cite research studies that may or may not have been funded by the company itself, and slip in some healthy sounding additives to make the powder sound extra nutritious. But are any of these claims actually true? First of all, it's a myth that protein powders are somehow vastly superior to their whole food counterparts, which is probably not a huge surprise when you think about it. We humans have long evolved to function without dehydrating and rehydrating our meals in 2 shakes. There's no pressing reason that the majority of us have to have this in our diet to live a healthy lifestyle. By eating whole food sources of protein, meat, dairy, legumes, beans, and so on, you're not just getting protein, but a host of other nutrients as well that you miss out on when these foods are processed into a powder. Not to mention all the other nutrients you might be adding.
I mean, yes, you get your nutrients and protein better through meats and vegetables and things like that. But here's the thing though. What about people that are vegetarian? What about people that are vegan? They can't get their protein through meats, right? So they could only get it through vegetables. So are they going to say the same thing with the vegetarian or vegan protein powders? See, here's the thing. No matter what we do, no matter what we eat, we really don't know what we're getting, and that's in all things, even the greens, the leafy greens and all of that stuff. Because how many times have we heard that they got to pull off shelves that, you know, stuff is in greens and spinach and lettuce, you know, that they're always pulling, and those are vegetables. So everybody has their marketing strategies. That is true, and it all depends on the person of how they want to use things. Again, it's like I said, not all protein powder is created equal. It depends on the protein powder, and it also depends on how you use them. Back to the video.
To said meal. Herbs, healthy oils, little side salad, whatever you want. If weight loss is your goal, it's worth noting that actually chewing your food and eating it normally can make you feel more satisfied, all while burning more calories. It's just all around going to be a nicer experience sitting down and having a real taco instead of a blended one. One other huge
And again, this does not fit all, because what I found out with me, with using protein powder, when I drink the protein powder, I stay full longer. So that means I eat less. So therefore, I'm able to lose the weight that I want to lose even faster or even you know, I would just say even faster, you know. Yeah. So that right there, what she just said, is not a one size fit all. It all depends on the person. It all depends on the person's body. It all depends on the person's goal. All of that is a factor. All depends on how much they work out, or if they even work out. You know, all of this play a factor. So to me, she's using a tactic as well. But oh well. Okay, back to the video.
Advantage whole foods have is that when you source your own meals, you're probably a lot less likely to ingest unwanted contaminants, which leads us to one of the biggest concerns with powders: all the other weird shit packaged with them. The thing is, very few of these powders are
Again, that is a lie as well, because I just stated how many times they have pulled vegetables off the shelves. How many times we have heard there's salmonella or whatever in the protein foods like beef, chicken, whatever. So no, that's not true either. Okay. Anyway, back to the video.
just pure protein. Companies add all sorts of ingredients in an effort to make their products taste better, blend smoother, sound healthier, last longer, and so on. These businesses are supposedly targeting the health-conscious crowd, but in reality, one of their top priorities is making their products tasty and appealing for a wide range of consumers. This doesn't always result in the most wholesome blend. We can't get into every possible additive, but we will mention sweeteners, which a lot of people are concerned about. Most powders out there are going to contain something extra to make their drink palatable, and 9 times out of 10, that something extra is going to be a substance with a heck of a lot of controversy surrounding it. A lot of people would just prefer to go without, but that's not always easy with these companies. They know that we should maybe limit our sugar intake.
Do they know that we know?
No.
Joey?
They know you know.
Oh, I knew it!
So instead, they'll often advertise as sugar-free, but then add artificial sweeteners like Splenda, which may actually make things worse in some ways. Check out our other channel's Diet Coke video for more on that. Then there's the common allergens. Powders are often concocted with a whole long list of ingredients, and it's sometimes not immediately obvious what's actually in them. For example, some folks may not realize right away that whey is actually made from milk. Depending on your unique body and how the whey is processed, it might not go over super well with your digestion if you have any issues with dairy. Nuts, legumes, soy, gluten, and seeds are all examples of ingredients that many people just don't do well with.
This is a list of the toxic ingredients that are absolutely banned from the bake sale. No BPA, no MSG, no BHA, no BHT, plus no soy, no sesame, and of course no nuts or eggs or milk or butter or salt or sugar or wheat.
If you have a food sensitivity, that can lead to inflammation, which can exacerbate a number of conditions. Okay, but maybe you don't care about any of those things because your body is an impenetrable pillar of strength, but you might still care about toxic contaminants that will make their way into protein powders. Many powders contain heavy metals like lead, arsenic, and mercury, as well as pesticides, BPA, and more. Yeah, you heard that right, BPA. That's stuff that nobody wants in their water bottles because of all of its links to cancer and infertility. Well, now it's not just in our bottles, we're straight up drinking it. So that's something to consider. It's interesting to note that protein powders don't qualify as a food. Rather, they're a supplement, which means they fall under a very different safety standard in the United States. As in, they're hardly regulated at all. There was actually this one study where researchers found a powder that contained 25 times the FDA allowed limit of BPA. When you pick up a canister of protein powder, you don't necessarily know if what the packaging says is 100% true. It might not contain precisely what it says.
Again, that's with anything that you buy. Not everything that you buy is telling the truth, because there's some things that they're even leaving out that you don't even know anything about. See, you think you're drinking straight, like I would say, spring water, but you're not drinking straight spring water. Straight spring water would come straight from the stream to your home. But it doesn't, does it? It goes through a process, right? It goes through this filtration. And what's in this filtration? What are they putting in this filtration? So again, not everything that we intake, we know about. Not everything that we intake, they tell us about, or they put it on their label. Just keep that in mind. Back to the video.
Says it contains, or it might have freaking arsenic in it. I don't know. The point is, it's a bit of a gamble, which is why some dietitians recommend just not touching this stuff at all unless you really need it, which most of us don't. Between cancer-causing contaminants, inflammatory ingredients, and questionable sweeteners, the
I knew it was something that was missing. If you notice when you go to the doctors, right, and you're dealing with nutritionists or whatever the case is, even people that has diabetes, if you notice they even have protein shakes made for them, they tell you to drink Ensure. They'll tell you to drink Boost. They'll tell you to drink a protein drink that has no glucose. You know, that's actually the protein shake, right? Because it already comes made in a liquid. Why are doctors telling you to drink this stuff? That's what I want to know. Because either doctor's telling you to is it bad or is it good? The doctors is telling you, go ahead, drink this. This is for this and that and the other. But then on the other hand, oh, protein shakes is not good for you. They have this and that and the other. Again, it all depends on how you use it. It all depends on which ones you're using as well. And of all things, no matter what you do, you never know what you're really, truly getting. When dealing with the government, dealing with the states, we already know they can't be trusted, right? Right. So you never know what you're getting. If you're not growing it yourself, if you're not processing it yourself, anything that you purchase, you don't know what you're getting. You don't. Anyway, back to the video.
reality is many of these drinks might cause more damage than they're worth, especially considering potential long-term side effects of high protein intake haven't been exhaustively studied at this point. And with all of that said, yes, there could actually be some good reasons to consume protein powder. It's just a bit nuanced. To be clear, pretty much everyone agrees that protein powders should never replace whole foods in our daily lives, but there is an argument for supplementing an already balanced diet with a well-chosen protein powder. That's because proteins are really good for you in many situations and can be hard to get enough of for a variety of reasons. I probably don't need to tell you this, but high quality protein can be pretty expensive, not to mention difficult to prepare. Add in some dietary restrictions, an on-the-go lifestyle, and maybe a health condition, and it gets increasingly difficult to keep up with all the amino acids that your body needs. For example, if you have a chronic illness, live under a great deal of stress, are an athlete or elderly, trying to lose weight, or have blood sugar concerns, you might just do better on a high protein diet. And that diet might be difficult to attain with just meat and beans. Vegans in particular need to be diligent when it comes to protein. Many plant-based sources don't contain a complete protein. That is, they don't have all 9 essential amino acids. So you have to be intentional in order to get what you need. In cases like this, powders can be a convenient way of filling in the gaps. Assuming, of course, that those powders contain all 9 amino acids, which they often don't. So that's something to look out for.
Your hair. Didn't you know? Todd's vegan.
Protein powders are especially convenient after a workout. Sure, the ultimate ideal might be to have a full steak and lobster dinner after a gym session, but the sad reality is that's usually not the most realistic. A protein shake can be a quick, easy means of recovering after a workout or just staying satiated throughout the day when you don't have time to prepare a full meal. That being said, most of us do get plenty of protein and we tend to naturally eat what we need. Protein powders are far from a necessity for your typical health healthy adult. And there could be real risks to consuming too much, especially if your diet isn't balanced or if you have specific health conditions like damaged kidneys. There's still a lot of research that needs to be done in this area, but our impression is that you probably don't need a powder at all, but it might not hurt, and it might even have some benefits if you choose your powder carefully. Our best advice is to listen to your body, talk to your doctor, and focus on getting your nutrients from a balanced diet. Now, if you are going to look for a powder, look for something with third-party certification so that you know something about what you're consuming. NSF, for example, will check products for 290 banned substances before certifying them for sport. Beyond that, we can't tell you what will work for you. You are your own person with your own unique needs and health philosophy, but we can offer some ideas to get you going. For example, many people might wish to opt for a powder that's as simple as possible. No added flavors, sweeteners, emulsifiers, and so on to minimize the risk of ingesting something your body doesn't jive with. There's also good reason to look for something grass-fed, organic, or non-GMO, although we can't get into all the details of why that might be just yet. This is all just the tip of the iceberg though. As always, we've got sources and recommended reading linked down below if you want to dig into this topic a little further, and throw us the comments. Let us know what you thought of this. We've got a lot of other great content coming up, so don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, ciao.
Well, basically, she said everything that I said in the end, right? It depends on how you use these powders. It depends on the brand, right? It's almost like she's saying, damn you do, damn you don't. Pick a struggle, basically. But don't stop using protein powders. You know, do your research and just choose wisely. And nobody knows your body better than you do. So by drinking these supplements, you have to just pay attention to your body. Listen to your body. Okay? So, because like I said, I work out. I've been doing this for a while. It's what I do. Health and wellness is what I do. And I use protein powders, but I also use a certain kind as well. So, that's all I have to say right now. So thank you for tuning into my channel. Don't forget to like and share this video. And leave me a comment after the video, because I love to read comments. You know, I love to hear what you guys have to say. So until next time, everybody, please stay safe. Peace. Afro Goddess.